Good morning, Western Slope. Happy Friday. I'm Dalen Brazelton. Let's talk about your weather. Folks, it's going to be a lovely weekend ahead as we're expecting the same conditions this weekend as we have been seeing all week long. Taking a look behind me on America's Mattress Live Tower Cam, we're still waiting on that sun to rise, and we're expecting some pretty lovely conditions for when it does. Mostly clear, if not outright sunny for a majority of the day. We've got that dry conditions expected to push into the weekend. No snow or rain anticipated, but let me tell you, folks, these temperatures have been pretty crazy comparative to where we should be for this time of year. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar to kick things off this morning, as we're seeing a fair amount of rainfall in the southeast of Colorado. Southeast, right? Yeah. Southeast of Colorado, mainly Colorado Springs. A little bit happening in the Front Range as well, starting to push down to Pueblo. This is from the early morning hours of today. Meanwhile, over on the Western Slope, not quite really seeing the same things here. We're seeing basically zeros for the next several days, maybe a slight chance of moisture in the midweek of next week, but I'll tell you one thing, you definitely won't be expecting any rain or snow over the weekend. It's shaping up to be pretty dry, as a lot of that jet stream is keeping a lot of this weather to the north, and then it starts to kind of pick it up to the east and then drop it off from there. Maybe just barely hitting the northeast tip of Colorado. Nothing really expected otherwise, though, and hey, even that wind has started to dissipate, so it's going to be a very mild one to be sure. Grand Junction waking up to 30 degrees this morning, with Montrose not too far behind. Nucla and Glade Park straddling either side of that freezing threshold. Then you got Delta in the mid-20s and Paonia in the mid-30s. Kind of all over the place to start off the morning, but we're all within 10 degrees of each other. We could still be friends. For that classroom forecast, that first bell's ringing to 32 degrees and mostly clear conditions. Very similar to yesterday. We're going to see over the course of the day things just warm up and then clear up as well. Those sunny conditions for the after-school activities leading us to 56 degrees, tying the high of yesterday. We'll be seeing those 50s a little bit after 11 a.m. and then pushing to the mid-50s pretty quickly after 1 p.m. expected to push that on into the rest of the afternoon. Meanwhile, the morning hours going to be a little bit below freezing until 8 a.m. So definitely want to grab a coat on your way out the door. It feels a little strange to say that things are warm when we're still looking at below freezing temperatures, but that's just the name of the game here, folks. For that Cozy Cat forecast, we have had Sylvie hanging out with us all week long, and it's going to be a lovely one to hang out with your cat a little bit longer today as well. Partly cloudy skies expected for these early morning hours, and then things clearing up really quickly. Just a little bit of a breeze, but that's expected to die down pretty quickly. And then temperatures going from those upper 30s to the upper 40s, and then eventually the 50s for the afternoon. We got a lovely day ahead here, and that's going to be the case for the weekend. But things aren't always perfect, folks. You know it's not a good time if I have to bring out the drought monitor here. We haven't seen a whole lot of precipitation lately, and we're seeing these conditions of the level 3 severe drought around Grand Junction kind of wrapping around the mesa for a couple of months now, and it doesn't really seem like that's going to be letting up anytime soon. But the level 1 dry conditions have expanded a little bit across the monument, engulfing a little bit more of Fruita, so that's at least some good news on that front. But above average temperatures all across the Intermountain West and the Great Basin are showing some very big chances to be seeing some very big changes in temperature. On the opposite end, high pressure ridging keeping things nice and dry as it pushes over from the Sierra Nevadas into the Western Slope. So you can just expect a lot of warm temperatures ahead. As we look ahead at that Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast, we're seeing those mid-50s for the rest of the weekend, and then we're going to maybe see a slight decrease for next week, but honestly it's pretty consistent temperatures at least. Montrose slightly cooler, seeing those lower 50s, overnight lows in the mid-20s. The Broncos playing at home on Sunday, and we'll have a look at your game day forecast later in the show, but shaping up to be a great one.